Let me say, I must say this. This organization, National Action Network, we want to make sure it goes on and on. And I'm trying to also raise a new generation of leaders. Because those of us that had to fight to get our space should not make them fight to get theirs. And I want to give credit to a young man that took the point on organizing this. I'm proud of him. He's grown up in the organization. He's a real leader, and he is our regional director. And before I step down, I want to give him credit. When I was coming up, nobody would get out the way and give me credit. And one day when I step aside, and I will when I get as old as David Patterson. But I want you to give a big hand to our organizer with 1199, the regional director of National Action Network, Minister Kirsten John Ford. Give him a big hand. He had hair when this started. Janae Ingram. We have women leaders too. This is our executive director.
And for the women. So none of this work happens alone. All of the people that are here today, we didn't just do this alone. We have strong partners, and at this time I would like to bring Dan Cantor with the Working Families Party.
Good afternoon, my name is Dan Cantor with Working Families. I am humbled to be here, truly humbled. I was going to say a few things about politics, but the day has me thinking something else. I love them very much, and there's really nothing I wouldn't do to help them along their way in life. I worry about them, I laugh with them, and I look forward to however many years God grants me with them. I don't know the families of Eric Garner or Mike Brown beyond what I've seen on television. I didn't meet until today the families of Ramarley Graham or Mohammed Bai or Amadou Diallo. But here's what I do know. I know that Eric Garner's mother loved her son as much as my wife and I love our son. I know that Mike Brown's mother and Ramarley Graham's mother and Amadou Diallo's mother and Mohammed Bai's mother love their sons as fiercely as all of you. Every mother and every father watches their children grow with awe and delight. And no parent in the history of time has ever wanted to outlive their child. The deaths of older people are sad, but the deaths of the young are tragic and all too often senseless. Today I'm thinking about senseless deaths of so many young men and women, some in senseless wars, some in accidents, some in crimes, and some at the hands of the police. It is this last category that we as a people and a nation are trying to come to grips with right now. We count on the police to enforce the law and keep us safe. But it seems that sometimes they use force instead of reason, and they make judgments about young men of color that they would almost never make about a young white man. That is just reality. The deaths of Eric Garner and Mike Brown and so many others is a wake-up call, a signal to all Americans, but especially to people who look like me, that something is deeply wrong. People in politics say, well, it's complicated. It's about jobs and housing and education and families and segregation and capitalism. And that's all true. It is complicated. But here's what's simple. Until the deaths of black mothers' sons are as important as the deaths of white mothers' sons, we are not realizing the promise of America. The Declaration of Independence said that all men are created equal. It wasn't true then, and it's not true now. But it is still the right ambition. It's the only ambition that is morally acceptable, and it falls to us to carry on the nonviolent struggle for a more decent America. That's what the Working Families Party is pledged to do, and I offer our political hearts and minds to the battles ahead. Thank you very much.